What's going to happen. The devil will tell you don't nobody want to hear that, and you'll go through these psychological battles. I want you to know, believers, it is normal when God gives you something, because the devil comes in to try to make you think that you're not who God says you are. But you got to talk to yourself. That's why you got to get a good mirror where you can see yourself. And when you get up in the morning, you got to talk to yourself. You got to tell yourself. You got to say, self, you are somebody. Self, you're going to witness to somebody today. Self, you're going to tell somebody about Jesus. Self, somebody is going to get saved. Self, somebody is going to get healed. You got to look at yourself and talk to yourself. Why? Because when you are in a position of authority, the devil knows that if you fall, everybody that's connected to you will fall down with you. Oh, y'all ain't saying nothing to me. That's why you got to pray for this man of God, because the devil does not want him to stand. Everything he's been through, everything he's come out of, don't you know that the devil will throw it back at him again? Because the devil wants him to fall. Because the devil knows that if he mess up, then you mess up. And the devil understands that your relationship is connected to your man of God. Oh, y'all ain't saying nothing to me. That's why you got to pray for the man or woman of God, because the devil is trying to pull the leader down. You ought to just shake your neighbor's hand and say, neighbor, I'm a pray for my man or woman of God. Come up here. This is why I'm closing. Look here. Turn to verse 15. Come on, sit down, please. Turn to verse 15. Turn to verse 15. Look, Gideon fought the battle. 32,000 soldiers. Now he's down to 300 soldiers. Look here. Chapter 7, verse 15. Are we there? Look. Gideon heard the dream and heard the interpretation. And when he heard it, he bowed down and worshiped God. Then he returned to the Israelite camp and shouted, get up, for the Lord has given you victory over the Midianite hordes. He divided the 300 men into 3 groups and gave each man a ram's horn and a clay jar with a torch in it. Then he said to them, look, keep your eyes on me. When I come to you now, when I come to you to the edge of the camp to do just as I do. As soon as I and those with me blow the ram's horn, blow your horns too. And all around the entire camp shout for the Lord and Gideon. It was just after midnight, after changing the guard, when Gideon and the 100 men with him reached the edge of the Midianite camp. Suddenly they blew the ram's horn and broke their clay jars. Then all 3 groups blew their horns and broke their jars. They held the blazing torches in their left hands and the horns in their right hands, and they all shouted, a sword for the Lord and for Gideon. Each man stood in their position, and this is what happened to the Midianites, that they were confused because of the noise, and confused because of the sound. And the noise and the sound wasn't the battle. Oh, this is it right here. Look, the man of God or the woman of God who is over you must stay in a position of worship. And when they stay in worship and you learn how to worship with them, when they tell you what to do, God will fight the battle. And Gideon said, look here, we're going to take 300 men and we're going to make so much noise and we're going to blow the ram's horn and we're going to shout the sword of the Lord and Gideon. And when we shout with our voices loud, the Midianites will hear the sound and they hear the noise. And when they hear the sound and they hear the noise, it's going to confuse the enemy. I come to tell you, Apostle, that y'all need to keep worshiping for you. Because when God is taking you, your worship is going to fight your battle. Come on and give your neighbor a high five. And tell your neighbor, don't miss this morning. Say, neighbor, worship is going to fight the battle. And that's what Gideon did. Gideon said, I got 300 faithful men. And I don't have as many as I used to have. He said, I may have lost some men, but I didn't lose my worship. Don't you know, Apostle, I lost some members, but I have not lost my worship. Some of them are gone astray, but I still have my worship. And I said unto God, with the ones that are left, I am determined to make some noise. I am determined to open up my mouth, and I'm determined to shout unto God. And God, I know when I shout that you're going to hear me up in here, because you're the same God that did this with Moses. Moses was tired, and they got Aaron and Hur, and they stood on each side of Moses. They put a pillar or rock under Moses, and Moses sat down, and they held up Moses' hand, and every time Moses' hand went up, the Israelites won the battle, and the Amalekites lost. What was Moses doing? He was keeping his hands up in worship, and every time his hands went up, the battle was won down in the valley. I come to tell you that keep your man of God hands up. If you keep his hands up, the Lord will win the battle. Is there anybody here that knows that you keep his hands up, that God will fight the battle? Gideon said, don't worry about this. God's got this under control. The Midianites think they're going to beat us. They're sitting there down in the valley, and they're waiting on us. I need you to follow my lead, because when we're fighting the battle, God's got one general, he's got one leader, and the leader calls the shot. He said, when I tell you, I need you to shout, I need you to shout.